Hello, everyone. This is Yami Eccles-Irwin from FilmFestivalCircuit.com and the director of the Portland Comedy Film Festival. Right now, we're gearing up for our Winter 2026 event, which is going to take place on February 1st at the beautiful historic Clinton Street Theater in Portland, Oregon. And in preparation of the festival, we are talking with some of our participating filmmakers. Jeia Scott is the director behind Dafuqaway. Jeia, thank you so much for meeting with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So Dafuqaway, it's short and sweet, but it kind of packs a big punch. It's a satire with I don't know, a lot of crazy ideas in it for suppressing your emotions. Tell me, what inspired this film?
Yeah, so I guess a few things. The format of it being a 3-minute short shot on my phone was inspired by a challenge at the acting school I was attending, called the Actors Lab. Every year they have kind of a challenge to challenge the actors to try writing, directing, producing our own work, and of course, putting our classmates in it as well. And this year's theme, or last year's theme, was WTF. So at the time, I almost didn't step up to the challenge. I was, spring was a time, I think, for a lot of us,
Totally.
um, and as I was thinking about it more, though, something that had been coming up a lot for me was just like, the state of the world. I mean, and currently today still,
Right.
but at that time too, and my own. I noticed within myself kind of like an overwhelm and just like an urge to like tune out, almost. But also I know that like that is not a good thing, not the
Totally.
answer. Like this is not the time to be tuning out. Um, and so with that in mind, I wanted to use that opportunity to say something, to do something, to say something. Um, and it was just kind of random, the idea of doing that through like kind of a satire parody commercial format. It was something that a classmate of mine that we were kind of teaming up had the idea for the commercial aspect. And then I just was like, that afternoon, I just like drug commercial to fuck, and just all kind of, I wrote it in an afternoon, which I hadn't really done before. So yeah, that's what inspired it, and just kind of hoping that folks will, um, hopefully it makes folks laugh. That is the point. It's a dark
Totally.
comedy, but at the same time, I think using humor to actually kind of sit with some uncomfortable stuff, is really important. So
Absolutely. Well, it's multifaceted. It both kind of comments on, people's desire to get away from this kind of stuff and their, I don't know, trying to just push it away and ignore it, but also kind of the need for some sort of, I don't know, mental health safety net because it's so horrible. But yeah, I think it's handled really clever, and there's a lot going on. One thing I really like, these are you're working with actors, as you said, and one thing I really liked was sort of subtle things in their performances. I know it's comedy, but like there's something when they're showing these kind of body snatched blank stares from their eyes and the facial acting that actually I think conveys a little bit of the dark undertone. Even though it's a breezy kind of
Mhm.
I don't know, comedy. There's something going on there. So tell me, what was it like directing the actors, people that you are working with in the Actors Lab, and also, but acting yourself while directing? What was that process like?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I really found that I really enjoyed directing, and I surprised myself in that way. And it's something that I hope to do more of going forward. Um, I had a lot of fun, especially since I knew the folks pretty well because I'm in classes with them.
Totally.
Um, but it was really fun. There was a lot of just like, okay, just play around with it. Like some of the scenes that are like during the side effects in kind of the there's like, it kind of looks a little post-apocalyptic on purpose. And I was like, okay, just here's what the drug is. Here's the many different ways that that its effects can have side effects, right? That can look so many different ways, just like with
Right.
real drugs, right? With different people. So I was just like, just play. And I have so much footage of that I wish I could have used that's just such great ideas and creativity, and just improv. And so it was really fun to start with improv, get folks kind of warmed up and oriented and seeing each other like, oh, like that's what that could look like type of thing. And then for some of the more specific scenes where I did the directing, again, I had a lot of fun just first seeing what folks brought to the table. And then I think there's one piece of direction that I I gave. I'm like, I don't know if I want to reveal it, but it ended up being very effective,
Okay,
and I heard from the actors that everyone was like, "This is your first time directing? Oh my gosh!" Like, I don't know if that's just
nice.
I knew them and they were being nice, but I
Well,
had
as an actor, you have insights into, what good direction looks like. I always feel like great directors tend to be actors too.
that I would agree with that statement. Yeah. One thing I did learn for sure is directing myself was interesting, and I did have my kind of assistant directing when I was in front of the camera. Paul was helping with that, but I did learn that I won't wear the producer hat and the actor hat at the same time on the same day again, because
Totally.
I found that like that was a lot. My producer brain was very like details, like, here's who's showing up at this time. We got to get this filmed by this time. And so it was definitely interesting to then need to switch into like filming my own scenes, and then back
Right.
out. So it ended up not being like my favorite performance of my own. So I'm like, I think next time I'll probably not be a producer at the same time as actor, but I think I could direct again.
Totally.
Or
Well, that's a great takeaway.
yeah,
Yeah, as a producer, you have to think about the big picture, and then you stepping to embodying a character, forgetting all that outside stuff would
right.
be super jarring. But it's interesting to hear that you stepped into all these roles, especially as a dedicated studying actor. I think it's great experience to have that. What was the dynamic with the team like? You're working with other people on set. Was it easy, smooth process? Were there problems? I know you filmed outside, which can be quite difficult. What was that process like?
Yeah, man, I really feel like the things just fell into place so well. Like there was like some scheduling stuff that had to happen last minute, but then it just so happened that everyone was also free at this like other time, and it was amazing. Some of that had to do with weather for sure.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I it went really, really smoothly, and I think in part probably because we kind of already had some rapport and knew each other. I also, like, got really intense in like, my pre-production was like, my schedule and, like, shot list and all of that was really, really detailed. Um, I was, like, really proud of it, and I'm like, it's one of those things that no one's gonna end up seeing, but I'm like, "Dang, I did a good job with that." But
Excellent.
yeah, I think it really just made things move really smoothly. There weren't really a lot of, hiccups or things that I'm trying to think, honestly, we didn't really have much. There was, like, a mic issue, I guess, that
Hmm.
we ran into at the beginning, but we were able to resolve it. Um, I think also because I'm someone who, like, has ADHD and has worked a lot on that, I have gotten in a good habit of, like, planning for things to take 3 times longer than
Oh,
I
totally.
think they'll take, so that was worked into the schedule, so I think it really helped things to stay, yeah, on track, and there was no drama as far as I knew. I mean, everyone was pretty happy. We still have a group chat anytime there's, like, "Oh, we got into this film festival." I pop it in
Nice.
there and everyone's all excited, so, yeah, it was a
That's excellent.
great team. I love
Well,
them all.
I think these are great takeaways. I gotta learn how to, budget for things taking 3 times longer. That's great advice. That's actually
Yeah,
excellent advice. I've never done that.
yeah.
Um, well, yeah, I love hearing the process, and I love it when things go smoothly. You can always know that something's gonna go wrong, a mic or something like that. So being kinda nimble and, being able to work around that. But I love that you said that you really worked on pre-production because that's, like, one of the lessons that people usually find out, way down the line. But if your pre-production is great, you actually have more freedom on the filming day. People want it to be, "Oh, I don't want it to be rigid," but I feel like you actually get more ability to improv and feel it out when you have that plan to rely on.
Yeah, totally, and that was definitely the case, and it wasn't super rigid. There was a couple things we had to switch around, but there was then some things, took faster. Oh, one fun story is the shot where, there's the punch through the poster.
Oh, yeah.
We thought that was gonna take like, I had 4 posters 'cause I this was a no budget film, I'll also
Right,
mention. It was no budget, so, just out of my my own, starting
right,
artist pocket, I got, like, 4 of those posters because I figured we're not gonna get on the first take, and
right.
we got it on the first take, and, we were all just, like, going crazy, like, there's a I eventually hope to post the, like, the kind of the full take of that because you hear everyone just being like, "F yeah," like, "We did that was perfect." So that was one thing we budgeted a lot of time for, and then it was
Just
just
worked out.
right, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
That's filmmaking, you'll never be able to predict it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, so do you have any more, projects in the works right now?
Um, at this moment, in terms of, like, projects of, like, writing and directing, not right now. Have been kind of, like, just networking, feeling out, seeing if there's, like, other writers especially who might wanna, like, co-write. I'm very detail focused. I really surprised myself that I was kind of able to, like, kinda come up with the larger
Totally.
concept, as well, but typically I'm, like, the details guy, like, I'm very in there, but sometimes, like, the bigger pictures can be harder, so I'm like, if I could find, like, other writers maybe who are maybe their strength is the bigger picture, but they could use, some, collaboration with the details, that could be
Totally.
really cool. So yeah, looking for potential directing opportunities, and of course, I'm mainly focused on my acting, so, yeah, folks can find me on Instagram, at Jeia.Scott, Jeia dot Scott. So I'd love to work with
Excellent.
folks. That's why I do this. I'm not really in it for the money or anything.
Right. That's good.
I'm create and collaborate.
Well, I love hearing that, man. I mean, you've got, tons of different skills. You got kinda irons in the fire, casting your net out there, but you're available to work in multiple ways, and you've got your strength, and this is a great, sort of proof of concept for your, multiple skills. I'm thinking if you have enough, outtakes and stuff like that, you could make a Dafuqaway too with different, side effects footage and stuff like that. I feel like that could be kind of fun.
I
But anyway, yeah, anything else you'd like to add about, Dafuqaway? I love saying the name.
into the Um, I guess the only thing so I've had some folks who have seen it, and then they'll later might, like, make a joke like, "Oh, I need some Defecaway right now," and I always when I hear that, I'm always like, "Maybe watch it again,"
Right.
because I think the point it's satire, so I do
Totally.
want folks to take away that, yeah, like, we actually need to give a fuck
Totally.
as hard as it is and uncomfortable and, yeah, scary as that is in this time even, we need to give a fuck, and also, we can still laugh and experience joy and all of those things too, because really, when you numb one, you numb it all,
Right.
and that's kind of part of the message too.
Well, I really love it. It's a great film. It's funny, engaging, but it also has a lot going on under the surface. And I love that comment. Actually watch it again. Take a look at what's happening in there.
Yeah, and
Well, anyway, man.
oh,
What was
sorry.
that? What was that? Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say also, the folks who have seen it multiple times, I've gotten a lot of feedback that every time they watch it, they notice different things because there's a lot of, like, little subliminal things in the background, like messaging kind of symbols
Totally.
in the background, and so it's chock full of details that yeah, watch it again, you might also notice something that you didn't notice before.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to watch it again and screen it again at the Portland Comedy Film Festival on
Yeah.
February 1st. It did great at Oregon Shorts 2 weeks ago. And yeah, I'm very excited to see that. And I'm looking forward to seeing more from you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks for talking with me, and I'll
Yeah,
see you around.
I'll see you at the festival.
Yes, take care.
Bye.